Hey guys, Double Wide 6, and today I'm taking a look at this Toro. This machine has about 560 hours on it, and issue is the coil is kicking off. So you would normally think, oh, the coil's going bad. So I was going to order a coil for this, and I noticed that there was a repair bulletin where you don't order the coil, you order two new ones. The current ones that are in there are 12 volt coils. They're going back to the old system, so you got to replace both of them. Apparently Kohler has a lot of problems with these, so that's why they have this kit that you can order. So the kit's about $100 or something. I'll put a link down below so you can get the kit. This engine is an SP27, which is it's also a CH740. Alright guys, so this engine's horizontal. I'm just kind of looking at what I need to do to get off this shroud. I'm going to start by turning off the gas. I'll do the fuel shut off, and I'm just going to start removing things like the fuel pump and some of these 8mm screws going around. It looks like the oil cooler is going to have to pop off down there. This little bracket up here. We're going to try and loosen all this stuff up. I know the screen's going to have to come off, but we'll get the plastic off first, hopefully. And the plan will be to slide this forward. And if you look in here, you can see the old ignition coil on this side, and there's one over there. It's too bad I can't just, service this thing without removing the shroud, but we're going to pull it off. Okay, so I've removed some panels and stuff just so to get them out of the way. And I've gone down all the way around and removed the oil cooler down here. There's bolts way down on the bottom left and on the bottom right. They're all 5/16 or 8mm. So they're all out, and the cover is not loose yet because we got to remove this fan. So we're going to start taking out these. Alright guys, I have it apart as much as I'm going to take it apart. We open this up, as you can see in here. Got a light down there, sorry. And over here you can see the other coil. So these coils are going to end up getting replaced completely. The only hiccup I had is that this metal thing was in the way, so I loosened up one bolt and just kind of pivoted it so I could get in there. But it's going to be, different with every engine. In fact, this kit, there's different kits for different engines, so you got to double check you get the right one for your engine. Here's a look at what you get in the kit. Number one, they give you instructions, which is great. It has pictures. You got to make sure that you follow the directions properly, because you have to wire it up differently depending what engine that you have. This is what they call an MDI ignition, and the MDI ignition stands for magneto ignition module. And what you're doing is, in my case, I'm replacing the DSAI module, and that was a digital spark advanced ignition, and so it took 12 volts to send the spark. Now these just generate the spark from the magnet, and apparently this is the system that they used in the past, and it includes some zip ties and a kill wire. So I think we're ready to install this thing. So the first step here, we're going to get rid of this wiring harness. We no longer need this with the new system. That brought the 12 volts to the original coil. And now there's just two 8mm bolts, so we'll pull that out, and that's going to remove that coil. Okay guys, I put one on, so now we're on the second one. And what the directions tell you is you want to keep this flat part of the coil out facing you, and the round part should be down towards the flywheel. And this grounding clip is going to get attached right through the hole using the old fasteners, and I've also sanded the bosses that it mounts on. So we're going to mount this, and the directions say to pull it away from the flywheel. So we'll hold it away from the flywheel, and then we're going to set our gap using the magnet from the flywheel. Alright guys, we're back. I took the spark plugs out so I could rotate the flywheel, and it was still pretty hard to rotate, but I managed to do it. And in here you can see the module. It's black, and I have a 8 thousandths feeler gauge under there. The settings 8 to 12 thousandths, the directions say. So you rotate the flywheel with the coil all the way back on those mounting posts. That way it'll rotate, and then when you get the magnet underneath the coil, you loosen the bolts on the coil and you push it forward with the feeler gauge under it. Now it's really hard to see, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set this one up, and then I'll do the other one. And one other thing I'm gonna do is, when I have the magnet up top, I'm gonna lightly sand that, just so it generates current properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't get these tightened down. Okay, we have our coils all set, and they give you this white wire, and this is your kill wire. So it's a dual wire. It connects there, and then it connects to the other coil used as a kill, and then this goes to the white wire on the wiring harness, which is this one. So we're going to change out this connector. They have a bullet connector. We're going to go with a spade connector that they give us. So we'll put that on, and that'll take care of the white wire. The red wire I'm looking at, the thing goes up to the solenoid for the carburetor. I'm thinking that these two red wires connect together here, because they have another red wire lead that went to the old harness. So I'm thinking I'll just unplug that, and I should be able to get rid of it. And now I'm seeing there's a black wire here that's grounded. So I think we got to pull out this screw just to remove this harness and get that off of there. Okay, so I investigated this wire harness a little bit, and what I ended up doing was undoing that ground. The ground was on this bolt, and then it was just these two plugs. The white one is the one that you're unplugging, and according to directions gets the spade connection. So I crimped that on there, and the red one I was able to just unplug because it just ran to this wire harness, which we're not using. So the red wire still gets power that's going to go up to the solenoid. So I think we got everything in. They give you a couple zip ties I put on. So far I got about an hour in this job. It's real finicky to get into this stuff, particularly setting these coils. I think this job would be a lot easier on a vertical engine, but this one's a horizontal, so it's a little bit tough to get this stuff, and I still got to put it back together. Alright guys, so I went through and I reattached our screen here. You got to watch, because these aluminum pipes have little washers on the bottom. They should stay in place. It's a lot easier on a vertical engine, but there's a little washer on the inside, and then there's also a washer on the outside. They're kind of meant to stay in place. They're a snug fit. I had the spark plugs out for when I was turning the flywheel to line up the magnets, so I just put in new plugs, and the regulator down here, I unplugged the regulator, so I plugged that back in, and I don't really have any screws in this plastic cover because that's a pain to take off. I just want to make sure this thing works, so we're going to go ahead and fire it, and I think there's no tools laying around here, so hopefully it cranks. Got the seat up, it might not crank. Well, there you go. So looks like it's going to be alright. I'm going to finish tightening up all these bolts. It was running really slow because I have the throttle all the way down. So it sounded pretty good. Better than it did. And the original problem with this thing was I kept losing one cylinder. And what I ended up doing, I thought it was a fuel issue, but it would run for 10 minutes and then it would go to one cylinder. And what I did is I put on my spark indicator and I ran it, and I figured out which cylinder was going out. And then when I did some research on the coil online, I was going to buy the coil, but it wasn't available, and I found this Kohler service bulletin, and it said that you need to replace them. So I'm going to get this thing sealed up and tell you my thoughts. Alright guys, just got done mowing the lawn. It took probably about 2.5 hours to do the whole job. I did stop for a coffee break and to get some food, but yeah, everything went well. It's kind of a slow process. A lot of the bolts are a little hard to get to there, with the gas tanks in the way and with the engine being a horizontal engine. The only difference that I noticed is that when I turn off the key to kill the engine, it takes half a second for the engine to shut down. And that never used to happen, and I'm not quite sure what that delay is from, but whatever, you know, it's working fine. You know, it's a shame that you got to go back and do this yourself if you have a problem with the engine. You know, to me it just seems like Kohler's got an issue with these coils, and you know, they could recall it or, you know, take care of the parts at the very least. So I will put a link to the parts in the description. You can let me know if you like the video, and you can also let me know why the key is taking about half a second to kill the engine now. Alright guys, thanks for watching and have a good day.